Hey everyone, it's Jennifer Roberts here, and I am the Podqueen. So I wanted to take some time and respond to some of the comments I've been receiving on podqueen.com. I'm so excited that you're interacting with that. I love answering questions. So thank you for commenting. Thank you for the questions. Because if you post questions, then I know what you want to hear. And it's just helpful. It makes it good for all of us. And so today's topic I want to talk about just for a little bit is how do you live a life of prayer when you're not in a prayer room, right? Now, I understand that sometimes you can look at a group of people that are like on staff at the International House of Prayer in Kansas City, or we have Florianopolis House of Prayer here in Floripa, and you see a group of people who are dedicating hours of their week to the place of prayer, and you can kind of begin to feel like almost an inferior Christian. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm not spending that much time in prayer, and oh, I don't want to miss out, and I want to find God, and I want to seek Him, and I want to pray, but I don't have this context. Well, you're in good company. Most of the earth does not have this context. So we can find God without having access to a house of prayer. So the issue is having a spirit of prayer on you, a desire, a hunger for Jesus. And when you have hunger, then you're gonna eat all day long. When I'm hungry, I find food, right? Now, if my husband were here, my kids would go, it's true, she really will eat. When you're hungry, you get a little bit desperate. And so, you're very busy, you don't have time, so you grab a bite here and you grab a bite there, and you get in the car and you take your apple with you and you take a bite and you shift gears and you keep going and take another bite. It is doable. So I want to remove the pressure. I want to remove the accusation that your life in God is not valid if you're not inside the box of a prayer room. That's not true. Because God does not stay inside the four walls of a prayer room. You know where He is right now? The Holy Spirit is inside of you right now. Christ in you is your hope of glory. The indwelling Spirit lives inside of you. So everywhere you go, there He is. He's your friend, and you can talk to Him. And as women, we talk, right? We talk. We should be the best intercessors in the earth. Talk and talk and talk all day long. And so just a few practical ways that you can do this. And the reason I care about this subject is because I was one of the ones watching my husband be full-time in the prayer room. I couldn't because I was, at home with 3 kids, and I wanted to be there more than I was able to. And I wrestled with the Lord. I wanted to know, could I find Him in the place of prayer without a prayer room? And I lived literally 1.5 kilometers away from a prayer room that went 24/7. But I wasn't able to get there as often as I wanted to. But I found God where I was. I found Him in my house. I found Him in the car. So what I started doing, simple, if you have a car and you're stuck in traffic, which that happens a lot here in Brazil, right? Put on a Bible CD. Begin to hear the Word. Begin to let your spirit get fed. And then you start talking to God about what you're hearing. Start a conversation about the Bible with Jesus. Now then, you get to where you're going, you get to your job, you get to the grocery store, you're a teacher, you're a nurse, whatever, then you continue the conversation. This is how you live prayer without ceasing. It's not like you lock yourself in a closet and then you start praying for 8 hours a day. It doesn't work that way. It's like working out. You have to start where you're at, and then you begin to build muscle, and you get stronger, and you get stronger, and you get stronger. You grow in prayer, your appetite increases, your capacity grows, and you're praying more and more and more. And it's not just a set time, although I love that, but we don't always have that luxury. Life seems to happen and mess up my plan, mess up your plan, right? So find God where you're at. When you're sitting in your office at the bank, talk to Jesus. Ask Him what He's thinking. Talk to Him about the verses that you listen to in the car on the way there. During your lunch break, Take 15 minutes, sit back in your cubicle and just close your eyes for a minute. People think you're taking a nap, right? No problem. It's your lunch break. You're not going to get fired. Take 15 minutes and just begin to talk to Jesus. Have a conversation with him, then go eat or take the whole lunch hour if you want to. I don't believe that you have to remove yourself from normal society to have a life in God. That's not the way that the Lord intended it. Now, I love the prayer room. Of course I do. I've been part of it for 17 years. I moved my family to Brazil because I believe in the prayer movement. But I also believe that your life in God is valid. And you can find him in the office. You can find him in the grocery store. He hears your voice wherever you are. He's listening. Today, he's listening for the sound of your voice. Let him hear your voice in prayer today. Let him find you as you seek him out. Those who seek the Lord diligently, he will reward. Seek him in the car. Seek him at your desk. Seek him during your lunch break. Seek him when you get home and you have to fold laundry and help the kids get ready for school the next day. You can find God in daily activities, and those prayers are just as real as mine are when I'm sitting in a prayer room. God sees it all. He hears it all. Be encouraged today and ask him to help you grow in a life of prayer. That's what the Podqueen thinks.